My first e-bike! Whee! The bike arrives in a package like this, but don't be put off, it's very simple to assemble. All that is needed are a few simple tools to assemble it, and I'll show you how to do that. I will provide links down in the description to where you can download the assembly instructions, and I will be subtitling this video in Spanish as this bike is fabricated in Spain and that's where I live. Let's take a look at the battery. The battery casing itself is aluminium, nice and solid. You can see the part here which slides onto the bike itself. We have the on-off switch and locking mechanism and a fuse. The locking mechanism works by engaging this pin which locks it into the sliding mechanism. And then we have the off position and finally on. On the top here we have the battery level indication. You can see that it's telling us it's full right now. And on this side the charging port, which is an XLR type connection. At the base we have the positive and negative connections. It is recommended to charge the battery for 12 hours even though it's arrived in a charged state. We don't know if it's fully charged, so on the charger here it indicates the power and the charge goes green when it's full. If we connect it up now, you can see the charge light has turned red, so when the battery is fully charged that will turn green again, and we'll come back and check the voltage. Now we can see that the charge complete has turned green, so we can unplug the unit. In future I shall be charging this battery outside. It's a 10 cell 16 ampere hour battery, and if it decided to go bang, I would not want it inside the house. So I have a location outside there which is dry, and I shall be charging it there. So let's just check that voltage. We need to switch the battery on to check it, and as we can see 42 volts, which is perfect. So that's 10 times 4.2, a fully charged battery. Here is the assembled bike, and let's take a look at some of the details and the parts that needed to be assembled. Starting with the front wheel, that is simply attached using a quick release mechanism, making sure that the disc is centralized in the braking mechanism. The front light is attached behind the front fork. Here we can see the main control. I found that it had been damaged in the box, but rather than send the whole thing back, I've just sealed it up with some hot melt glue. Note that the brake levers have a cable going to them, and hopefully we can see inside there is a switch which is activated so that when you brake the motor is disconnected. On this side we have a handy bell, a traditional Shimano shift mechanism for the gears, but also a little throttle arrangement. Now technically this is not legal, but if you press this button you have a throttle here which you can use, which will propel the bicycle without you pedaling. That's strictly speaking not legal. Moving down we have the chain guard. Attaching the pedals you have to be careful because the pedals are steel, but the crank is alloy. If you don't get them completely centered you're in danger of stripping the thread in here. So take that carefully. Each pedal is marked, this being the left pedal with an L, and just remember that tighten in the direction which you're pedaling. It's recommended to run the bike in for 20 hours and not make any adjustments to either the brakes or the gear shift mechanism. It's just left on the central cog here, and the speed assistance, the pedal assistance, is set to the medium range. We can see the rear brake mechanism. When you insert the battery, you turn the lever here. It's not obvious, but there is a pin which comes out the back to lock the battery in place. So now we can see that that pin is extended, locking the battery in place, and we can see it in the on position. You can see that the battery is fully charged. With that switched on, now briefly press and we can see the display there. We can shift to change the level of assist, and for the first 20 hours running in, you should leave that on number 3. We have an indication of the current being drawn from the battery there, and of course our trip meter. I haven't found how to reset that yet. A second press will turn the lights on. So you can see the light at the front and similarly at the rear, and I'm sure when it's dark they will perform well. Not forgetting to buy yourself a decent security lock as well. You don't want the thing disappearing. So let's go for a ride. Set the level of assistance to 3 with our trip meter. Almost about. It's a bit hard to see, but as I'm going up the hill, the current is at maximum. Now going downhill, the current is at minimum. Yep. At this point I stopped pedaling and used the throttle. Don't tell anyone.